A new student named Kai arrived at Luna's school with fists clenched and eyes cold. Within days, Kai was pushing kids, stealing lunches, and mocking anyone who showed weakness. Especially cruel were the attacks on the monster kids, those who practiced breathing exercises and talked about feelings. Kai called them babies, weaklings, future failures. Luna watched from afar as Warriors trembled. Something was wrong with Kai's energy. Where everyone else had visible monsters, Kai had a dark void, like a black hole where emotion should be. Marcus wanted to fight back, but Luna remembered Professor Calm's advanced teaching. The biggest bullies often have the most hidden pain. One day, Kai cornered a kindergartner who was crying about missing his mom. As Kai raised a fist, Luna stepped forward. But instead of fighting or running, she did something unexpected. She looked past Kai, into the void, and said quietly, "I can see it. Your monster. It's there even though you can't see it." Kai froze, face cycling through confusion, anger, and for just a moment, fear. "I don't have a monster," Kai snarled. "Only weak kids have monsters." But Luna noticed something, a flicker in the void, like something trapped behind thick glass, pounding to get out but unable to break through. That night, Luna asked Professor Calm about invisible monsters. The professor's face grew sad as she explained that some children are taught from birth that feelings are dangerous. Their families say boys don't cry or tough kids don't get scared, so many times that the child's monster becomes invisible, even to them. But invisible doesn't mean gone. It means the monster controls from shadows. Luna learned that suppressed monsters don't disappear. They transform into anger, aggression, and numbness. They whisper cruel thoughts not about the child's fears, but about others' weaknesses. They build walls so thick that the child forgets they ever had feelings at all. And often, these children learned this from parents who had their own invisible monsters. The next time Kai tried to bully someone, Luna tried a different approach. She didn't tell Kai to stop or breathe. Instead, she started describing what she saw in the void. "There's something orange there. That's loneliness. And blue. That's sadness. And so much purple fear, compressed so tight it's almost black." Kai's hands began shaking. "Stop it," Kai whispered. But Luna continued gently. "It's been there since you were little. Someone told you it was weak to feel afraid. Someone made you hide your monster so deep you forgot it existed. But it's still there, trying to protect you the only way it knows, by making you scary so no one can hurt you." For the first time, Kai's eyes filled with tears, and in that moment, the void cracked. Just a hairline fracture, but through it, purple smoke began seeping out. Kai's monster was trying to escape decades of suppression, but it had been compressed so long, it came out wrong. Not as a creature, but as lightning bolts of pain shooting through Kai's body. Luna taught Kai the body scan meditation, the only technique that works when emotions are trapped in the body instead of the mind. Starting at the toes, Kai had to notice each sensation without judgment. Tingling in the feet, that was anxiety. Tightness in the stomach, fear. Pressure in the chest, sadness. Pain in the throat, unspoken screams. As Kai acknowledged each sensation, the void began taking shape. First, just an outline. A creature so compressed it was diamond hard. Then cracks appearing, purple light seeping through. The monster had been there all along, but squeezed into invisibility by years of being told emotions were weakness. The breakthrough came when Kai whispered, My dad said monsters are for babies. He said if I cried, I wasn't his son. And with those words, the void shattered. Kai's monster exploded outward, not huge like Luna's during Crisis, but fragmented, broken into 1,000 pieces, each one a suppressed feeling from years of hiding. Luna and Warrius sat with Kai for hours as the fragments slowly pulled together. Each piece was a memory, being scared of the dark but unable to say so, wanting comfort but being pushed away, feeling sad but having to be strong. The monster that formed was scarred, patched together like a quilt of hidden hurts. But it was visible. Kai could finally see it. The monster's first word to Kai was, "Finally." It had been screaming for years, but behind soundproof glass. It had tried to protect Kai by making them tough, but without communication, protection became aggression. The monster had been just as trapped as Kai, unable to do its job of healthy emotional regulation. Over the following weeks, Kai learned to rebuild relationship with the newly visible monster. It was harder than starting fresh like Luna had. This monster had years of trauma to process. They practiced feeling emotions in tiny doses, 5 seconds of sadness, 10 seconds of fear, building tolerance for feelings that had been forbidden for so long. Kai discovered that anger had been the only acceptable emotion in their house. Every other feeling got converted to anger because at least anger was strong. But as the monster became more visible, Kai could see the true emotions underneath. The anger at being bullied was really fear of being hurt. The rage at weak kids was really envy that they could express feelings freely. The hardest moment came when Kai's father saw the monster. He arrived at school angry about Kai playing with feelings, and stopped mid-sentence when he saw his child-scarred, fragmented creature. Behind him, barely visible, was his own monster, not invisible but faded like an old photograph, passed down from his father, who'd learned from his father that men don't feel. Luna watched 3 generations of suppressed monsters in one room. Kai's grandfather had taught Kai's father to hide emotions. Kai's father had taught Kai, and the cycle would have continued, except Kai had broken it. By making their monster visible, Kai had stopped generations of emotional suppression. Kai became the most dedicated student of emotional awareness. Having been without conscious feelings for so long, every emotion was precious now. Kai's monster, still scarred but healing, helped other kids whose monsters were hidden or suppressed. They became living proof that it's never too late to feel, never too late to heal. The school created a special support group for kids with invisible monsters, those taught that feelings were weakness. They learned that true strength wasn't hiding emotions, but facing them. That crying doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. That fear doesn't make you a coward, it makes you wise about danger. As Kai told the group, "I thought hiding my monster made me strong, but it made me cruel. Real strength is letting yourself feel, letting yourself be human. My monster isn't my weakness. It's my connection to my heart. And anyone who says feelings are for babies has never been brave enough to face their own monster." The story spread to parents, especially fathers who'd been taught boys don't cry. Some began recognizing their own faded, inherited monsters. Family patterns that had lasted generations began breaking. Children were allowed to feel. Boys were allowed to cry. Everyone was allowed to be human. And Kai? Kai became a counselor for new students, especially those who came in with fists clenched and emotions hidden. Kai could spot an invisible monster from across the playground and knew exactly how to help. Because Kai had learned the hardest truth: the monsters we can't see are the ones that control us most.